What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. Hope you are staying home and staying safe. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to our channel. We are so eager for subscribers. So before today's topic is going to be some math, which is trigonometry. It's going to be basics and it's going to be simple. I'm going to simplify it for you. So yeah, let's begin. So trigonometry basically deals with only one kind of triangle, and that is a right triangle. And let's name it ABC. So this is gonna be 90 degrees, that's for sure. 90 degrees. And before going to that, let's learn the terms for the sides. So AC, which is a line segment, we call this as a hypotenuse. And BC, we call it as a base, and AB, we call it as the height or perpendicular height, since it is it has a 90-degree angle standing with it. So with this basic terms, let's get into the first 6 basic functions of trig. Yeah. So the first function is going to be before going to that, I forgot to tell you. So let's assume an angle for either angle A or angle C. We can't assume it for angle B because it's already given as a 90 degrees, and we need to assume that angle has to be an unknown angle. Of course we can assume as angle X, okay, but more specifically we take a Greek term called theta, which is represented as let's take angle C as a theta degree. This is a theta and a degree. Let's assume that as a theta degree. We need to. So the first 6 basic functions, they are nothing but the ratio between sides. So let's learn that. So the first one is nothing but a sine theta, sine of the angle, sine of angle C. So its definition is a ratio. Ratio between 2 sides. So what particular 2 sides? So before going to that, we know that AC is hypotenuse, AB is height. I use a big H for hypotenuse and a small h for height, and this is the base. So sine theta is gonna be, sine of this one is gonna be the opposite side, since and the other alternative, if you don't remember hypotenuse is a term to remember for sure. I'm telling the alternative for either height or base. For base, we call it as depending, and these terms, they depend on the angle. So since theta is here, we call this B as adjacent, as it is like right beside it, and we call the height as opposite one, since it's exactly opposite to it. So opposite. Yeah, that's just for a small reminder. So sine theta is opposite side over hypotenuse side, which is, what is it? Let's we assume the opposite one as AB as H, right? H over big H. So this is a ratio. It's nothing but the ratio between 2 sides. So sine theta is H over H. Let me write it aside. So now let's move on to the next basic function, the second one, which is a cosine theta or cos theta, and that is adjacent side over hypotenuse. So that is nothing but, since theta is here, the adjacent side is going to be b over hypotenuse is the actual h again, so b over h. Yeah, so cosine theta is going to be b over h. This is not. Yeah, b over h. So the next one is like the mix of these two. I mean, not the actual adding, but like it's called a tangent theta. I mean, you must have been familiar with this word tangent if you have learned about circles. But this term is not actually related to circles in this particular topic. Tangent theta is just a random name given. Tangent theta is nothing but opposite over adjacent side. I mean, sine theta over cosine theta actually. Adjacent side. It's the basic things we need to remember. Opposite over adjacent, which is nothing but h over small b. So let me write it. Tan theta is h over b. Yeah. So these are the basic terms, and the next three are exactly the inverse of these three. I mean, no inverse. We actually have two meanings for inverse in this topic. The first inverse actually means the reciprocal. If you remember, it's like if you want to take the inverse of x, it's like 1 over x. That's the reciprocal we are talking about. So that's the one, and the other inverse I'll discuss it later when we come to that. I mean, not in this one. So the next three are going to be the reverse of sine. The first one is going to be cosecant theta or CSC theta, which is 1 over sine theta, and it's going to be the exact reverse of sine. What did we assume for, what did we get for sine theta? We got h over small h over capital H, so 1 over sine theta is going to be capital H over small h. That's it, as simple as it. Next one, so let me write this as, actually I related a last to them. So that is cosecant theta. And next one, which is the inverse of secant theta, there is going to be cosine theta, there is going to be a secant theta, which is 1 over cosine theta, and that is going to be the exact inverse of cosine theta. And what did we get for cosine theta? We got b over h is nothing but capital H over small b. That's it. So the next one is the opposite of what are we left with? Yeah, tangent. Tangent, cotangent theta. I mean, the word co is just added. Cotangent theta or cot theta is nothing but 1 over tangent theta, and we get that as opposites. Adjacent side over opposite side. And what are the adjacent opposites for theta here? Theta. So anything, just these adjacent and opposite sides, both of those they depend on the angle theta. So if we have angle theta in place of a, they're gonna change, and the hypotenuse is the same place. So 1 over tan theta is nothing but b over h. Yeah, b over small h. So let me just write it down. I write all of them together again. So sine theta is h over capital H, and cosine theta is b over capital H, and tan theta is h over b, and cot theta is gonna be the inverse of tan b over h, and cosecant theta is gonna be it's a reverse of sine, which is gonna be capital H over small h, and secant theta is gonna be h over b. I mean, sorry for the cool part you guys. I mean, I'm just gonna doing it with this pen is kind of old. Let me write it here for you. So what we have here, cosecant theta. Let me write it for you clearly again. So this sine theta is going to be h over capital H, and tangent of theta is going to be h over b, and secant theta is going to be h over b, and cosecant theta is going to be h capital H over small h, and cotangent theta is going to be b over h. Yeah, so these are the basic things you need to remember before you're going to go to any types of any kind of problems. So let's actually get to a problem, simple problem. So yeah, let's take a triangle, a good triangle. Let's name it as A, B, C, and let's assume one of the two of the sides are given, and this is going to be AB is going to be 3 and BC is going to be 4. I mean, let's just keep the units aside for now for like clear understanding. So what they ask us is to find find all the 6, not all 6. They asked to like find sine theta first, and then second and third kind of problems, advanced problems, they're gonna ask like find all the functions, right? So in order to find those all functions, the first step we need to do before we go there, so the first step we need to do is find the AC. This is the missing side, right? So we need that. So as you guys must have learned the Pythagorean Theorem, which states that AB square plus BC square is gonna give you AC square. So let's take that. So AC square is gonna be 3 square plus 4 square is going to be 9 plus 16 is going to be 25. So AC square is 25, not AC. So AC is going to be 5. Let's write that. So yeah, 3, 4, 5. I mean, if you are familiar with the Pythagorean triplets, which when you see them actually, you recognize that these form a Pythagorean triplets. Yeah. So yeah, let's find sine theta first. Sine theta, let's assume C as a theta. So sine theta, add opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse. That is gonna be 3 over 5. Now cosine theta, the next one is gonna be adjacent. We have 4 as the adjacent, and this is the hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse, and that is nothing but 4 over 5. Next one, tangent theta. which is opposite by adjacent. That is nothing but 3/4. Simple. I mean 3/4. The next three are simple. If you find, the basic trick is, if you just know how to find, if you just know how to find sine theta, the remaining sine theta and cosine theta, the remaining four are as simple as it. You're gonna get them in a blink. So let's get to the three of this one. So what is our cosine theta? That is nothing but 4/4. So secant theta, which is reciprocal of cosine theta, is going to be 5/4. Inverse. And next one is cotangent theta. Cotangent is going to be inverse of this one, 4/3. And sine theta, we go up there. And cosecant theta, which is inverse of this one, 5/3. That's it, as simple as this, 6 functions. So I hope you liked that video, guys. I mean, I'll try to improve the quality next time, that's for sure. So if you're new to the channel, please like, share and subscribe to the channel, and hope you like this video. Hope you got some basic fundamentals of trigonometry. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.